Hello and welcome to another video. Today we will be upgrading the 6GB hard drive in the ASUS Terminator P4 that I misread as a 64GB hard drive with a 128GB SSD. So yeah, this is something that I've needed to do for basically ever since I installed XP, but I was given a $50 Amazon gift card for my birthday, expressly for the purpose of buying these parts. So, you know, yeah. Let's see. This is a bit of a funky case to get open, but, you know. And, so how I'm going to do this is I'm going to disconnect the, everything on the secondary IDE bus and use this adapter. And this is a different adapter than I have used previously, but, the previous one was a StarTech adapter, but apparently Amazon isn't selling the StarTech adapter anymore, so I need to use a different adapter. And so, yeah, hopefully this one works. I got the StarTech adapter because it had like good like compatibility and reliability. And this one is basically like, this is the same board that a lot of manufacturers sell. So yeah, here's the SSD. It's a pretty basic Lexar SSD. And with SSDs and everything, this is sort of reminds me of something that Drago 1 would do. Straight down to the fact that this is actually the sort of adapter that he generally uses in his videos. But yeah, I've done this sort of thing once before with my Power Mac G4, and that was before I started this YouTube channel. But I used the StarTech adapter. So, let's see. Do I have this? Yeah, I have this the right way around. Over there. And then let's look at the jumpers. Just there. Let's see. There is no information at all on the what the jumpers do. But I mean, let's hope that doesn't matter too much. So yeah, now I can just plug in the power and data. And yeah, that'll be, and basically what I'll do is I'll clone this drive to this, and then hopefully that'll boot. Okay, so here we have the basic setup. This may come on as soon as I plug it in, so, you know. And yes, it did. Maybe? Or... there we go. USB flash drive. And yeah, let's see if it just boots or if I'll need to do anything else. And it looks like it's just booting, so that's good. And I always use Hiron's boot CD for this sort of thing, just because it, and specifically the, boot CD, not the boot PE, because, like, it works on a wide variety of machines. As long as I don't need to do anything with, more modern EXT partitions, it is fine. But this, version of Parted Magic is very old. So, yeah, sometimes with, like, more modern EXT partitions, it has issues. As in, like, it just can't do anything with them. And I do see the light from the adapter, so we know it's at least getting power. Hopefully, oh, I forgot to see if it was detected by the BIOS, but hopefully it will be. This is lovely booting to some old hardware, because this is, like, this doesn't ever take this long. Which is really funny, because this is supposed to have USB 2.0, but I've always found that copy times and access times over USB are seemingly more akin to 1.1. Okay, so the live environment has just about finished loading after a long time. And, let's see if we can just see both of the discs. Let's see, here's dev SDA. There's dev SDB. Awesome. So, what I am going to do is... I don't quite know the best way to do this, because if possible I want to try and get the boot sector as well, just to make everything, like, smoother. So what I'm going to do is try DD first. So DD IF equals dev SDA OF equals dev SDB status equals progress. And I'm just going to double check once more that dev SDA is actually the hard drive that I'm upgrading from, which, yes it is. Awesome. So, yeah. Let's see if this works. Okay, so, I guess this version of DD isn't new enough to have, status equals progress. So... and we are off to the races. So, that actually took less time than I expected it to take. So let's just close that out, and now if we go into gparted, we should be able to see the partition. Let's see. And yeah. Let's see, what's this? Delete. Boot. There's the flash, or there's the SSD, so with any luck it will just boot. Oh, right, I need to actually change the boot order first. There we go. So, you may be wondering how I'm booting this right now, because this is booting from the SSD, and basically, the answer to that is, because I can't leave well enough alone, I was doing more looking. And I saw that apparently UDMA is an issue for these adapters sometimes, where, basically, if you disable UDMA, it will work. And so I disabled UDMA, and it worked. Now the issue is, you get speeds like these, because UDMA is what allows for, like, there to be, like, actual, like, speed in your, with your drive. I mean, these speeds are not ideal, but I think for now it'll be fine because I'll be up. Because honestly, like, I don't know if this would have been much faster anyway. It's from 1999 and it's an aging spinning hard drive, so I don't know if it would be much faster anyway. But yeah, so I suppose these speeds are, like, okay, like, you know, for now. I mean, in all honesty, I doubt that the hard drive, the SSD, is going to be the bottleneck, and also, eventually, when I feel like doing this properly and I have the money to do this properly, I can buy a PCI card with SATA on it, and that will, like, give me better results. But for now, I think this is fine. So I am going to put all of this back together, and then we can move on to the next portion of the video, which is doing everything I wanted to do in the original video before I realized that the hard drive that I installed in there was 6.4 gigabytes and not 64 gigabytes. So here we are at the BIOS screen, and I just wanted to show exactly what, like, I did. So, with this specific BIOS, to disable UDMA, you need to set it to user type 80 HDD. Don't really need to mess with any of these, and then you need to disable Ultra DMA. And yeah, it may work with some UDMA modes. I haven't actually checked that, but this is what I know for sure works. So, you know, I may experiment with that at some point, but for now, this is really what I'm gonna go with, because this I know for sure works. Although it's very possible that it could just support a lower UDMA mode that's not mode 6, which is what it was auto-configuring it as. And so now I think it would be cool to give you basically a real-time boot up of how long it takes this computer to boot with this adapter in it. And so, yeah, it takes about, a minute and a half, which, not terrible, honestly, but not great either. But yeah. So I'm gonna plug this flash drive in, because this flash drive has, like, everything that I wanted to do initially in the other video. And, yeah, I will be back. And now we have a mostly finished install. I didn't install the video games I wanted to install just because I want to give the video games their own video, and a lot of them are in ISO format, and ISO formats are sort of just cumbersome to deal with. But yeah, so here's the install. As you can see, I have the Royale Windows XP theme. Let's see, installed I have, let's see, I have Microsoft Works, and I've never actually used Microsoft Works, but I think but I thought it would be cool to install it just to have it on hand, because I've always been curious about Microsoft Works. So yeah, there's Microsoft Works. I wonder if there's any way to kill that. Anyway, I also have Microsoft Office 2003. And so again, I've never used Microsoft Office 2003, but I remember one of the computers we had, like, well, that's a lie. I've used it like once. One of the computers we had when I was a kid had Office 2003 installed on it. And then I also have Acrobat 6.0 Professional, which again was installed on the same computer. And I do intend to add more software to this when I can. I have a bunch of software disks at home that I want to use. Let's see. I have antivirus. I have a few games installed. I have both 3D Mark 2001 and PC Mark 2002. And yeah, actually, I'm curious what I'm curious if 3D Mark will even run on this graphics chip, because as was demonstrated in the previous video, there is it's weak. It's a weak chip. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, let's just go and let's see. Oh, let's look at. Oh, cool, the system info. But anyway, yeah, let's just go ahead and benchmark it. just plug in my... Oh! That crashed it. And... I think we're... Can we Control-Alt-Delete? I think we have a, it's not a hard crash, but it's definitely a crash that, like, took out mouse. Because, yeah, I can't move my mouse. So, yeah. I can't... Let's see... Yeah, I can't use the keyboard at all. So let's turn it back on. And this will showcase something that I didn't get to actually mention yet, which is I have Bootskin installed. And I remember back in the day, I say back in the day, it was, I forget when it was, but I had XP installed on my X61S, and I had Bootskin installed. And yeah, I have no idea who this anime character is, but I thought the boot screen looks pretty, so yeah. So I made it my boot screen. And yeah, this is a really cool application. You know, as you can see, it basically allows you to change your boot screen on Windows XP, which is really neat. Yeah, I think that's most of what I want to showcase. Operating system stuff is still loading in. One thing is, now I can play Toho from the hard drive, as opposed to from the flash drive that I was playing it from in the first video on this machine. So yeah, let's start with Toho 10. And you know, let's see if we can get full screen. Here we go. Full screen. There we go. Now we're in full screen. With a nice little FPS counter. So my phone ran out of storage right as I started the game, and I didn't realize it. But anyway, so yeah, that's basically what I've done with this computer. I'm really happy with how things have turned out so far. It's really cool, and I'm really happy I was able to do the upgrade. I do plan to eventually upgrade to something that allows me to actually use UDMA. I mean, honestly, probably actually just a bootable PCI card. But, yeah, that's about it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a good day.